Hey, they don't call me End of the Toad Haunts for nothing. Hey, this is End of the Road Haunts, and it's been a little while, but I am back talking about one of my Spirit Halloween 2025 ideas. I've just been busy with stuff, like schoolwork. I've been playing a lot of video games lately, but I kind of tuckered myself out with the spirit ideas quite a bit. Haven't been drawing a lot recently, but I've decided, you know what, I should get back into the swing of things. And so here is one I drew like a few months ago. And I don't know, it's one that kind of grew off on me, not gonna lie. I'm actually not sure how much I like it anymore. But to be fair, that's how I felt about Husky when I did him. You guys seem to like him just fine. So, without further ado, here is It Came from the Smoke. Now, that's a bit of a wordy name, I know. But this animatronic idea just started off with a name. I don't remember how exactly. Something just had me thinking about smoke for whatever reason. The masculine urge to just think about smoke. And I don't know, somehow the phrase "it came from the smoke" just got put into my head, and I thought, ooh, what would that be like a spirit idea? And so I came up with this thingy. What is it? It's basically just some kind of like weird charred essence of smoke creature. And I feel like the lore behind it is very much what the name would suggest. That, I don't know, there's some kind of fire or something, like a forest fire or house fire. I don't know, man, you make it up. War, who knows? And then this thing just kind of appears from the smoke. What does it do? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. But I think it's something that people could use their imagination for. He has very skeletal features for the most part. He's a lot like the towering boogeyman from 2017 Morse Costumes. Very much that kind of sense of things. But he would have really long arms, kind of like a Life of Luxury creature. And then this weird, monstrous, just kind of out there head. And so yeah, he's just kind of a weird concept. But I like weird concepts. So that's kind of the whole deal with him. So It Came from the Smoke would be about 6 feet tall. Regular animatronic height, I don't know. I don't really see any reason to make it excessively tall. However, it would be fairly, both wide and deep, kind of. Because I don't know if you can really tell, but obviously his elbows would go out a little far. But also he'd be, kind of hunched over. It's not like he'd be standing up straight. So he'd be about, 2 or 3 feet, long, almost. And, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 feet wide. These are just rough estimates. But yeah, he would be a rather large prop. Probably pretty, eerie and imposing in person, now that I think about it. So, for his animation, he would lean side to side, his head would turn, and his mouth would move. So, basically, he wouldn't exactly be one, but he'd very much kind of be like an underworld clown Golthax reskin. That kind of, leaning side to side, head looking and mouth movement. Really, he'd be very similar to them. If not, who knows? The exact same mech. Hopefully updated, because their quality is really janky. Although, he'd have legs rather than just, whatever. But yeah, so that's what he'd do. I feel like it would just be a very eerie animation for him to have looking side to side for people, looking for his next victim to reach out and grab with his long hands. And I don't know, bring to the smoke or whatever the hell he'd do. I don't know what he'd do. But yeah, that could look pretty cool. Alright, and another feature of his is that he would be fog compatible. I mean, it came from the smoke. You can't really have a prop that's all about smoke and have him not smoke. Come on. That would make no sense. So yeah, he'd be fog compatible. It would just come out of all the holes in his clothing and stuff, kind of like what Smoldering Zombie had. Yeah, not much more I need to explain there. As for lighting, despite him being all about smoke, I don't actually imagine him having any fire lighting or anything. Just because, I don't know, I feel like that would be slightly generic and, like, it's been done before. Because I imagine him purely just like smoke. However, I do see his eye lighting up. And he just have one, I don't know, for like creepiness. But yeah, he only has one light. And that, in his eye, one eye, and it lights up. It has a very like kind of bloodshot appearance. That classic kind of like possessed eye where it's like white in the middle and it slowly fades out to red, kind of. Just in the like gradient on the eye, as you could, maybe tell. But I don't know. I just think he would look, really creepy in the darkness with, the fog coming and just seeing his one eye searching side to side. I don't know. It's a weird idea that I just kind of came up with on a whim, but I'm starting to like it again. It could be neat. And as for the audio, he would click and have crackling sounds. Obviously, the crackling would be like, background fire ambience, just, to really help the kind of smoke aesthetic. I think it would just be cool. But clicking, not background clicking, but basically his mouth would move. And instead of talking, instead of growling or roaring, he would click, which is a very strange decision, I know. But I feel like it would really help the whole weird creature vibe to just have him click. Not do anything crazy, not like speak, not have any like really over the top sounds, just clicking. Very similar to like what the Predator sounds like. And I don't know, I just feel like that could come off really creepily, just to make him this weird like smoke creature. Imagining him out in the middle of the woods, like kind of woods display, would be really cool in my opinion. But yeah, now that I've described the audio, let's play it, shall we? Alrighty. I don't have much to say. That was the idea. Like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.